All right, Q&A time. Oh my gosh, I'm so glad you're here. It's been brutal trying to get audio, video, technical stuff is real. Have the very nice camera right here, but unfortunately the audio jack doesn't work, so I'm gonna have to just get it looked at. But we do have decent video, and we do have great wireless audio. So still looking forward to getting into this, figured it out, making it work, and yeah, we're joined by Mr. First Place today for the Q&A, right? Gonna answer some good questions on me. And we're gonna get right into this. And so I have all the questions right beside me, and I can't wait to, deep dive. My name's Chemix. I go by Chem Lifestyle. I'm a professional natural bodybuilder. I'm certified in sports nutrition and exercise nutrition. And I'm also certified by National Academy of Sports Medicine. I'm a certified personal trainer as well. So I wanted to just kind of go over a couple questions, and hopefully I can help you guys out or help anybody out that has any questions or just wants to learn, get to know me a little bit. And so I have the first question right here, what by Ali Rose MK. Sup, Ali? So Ali asked me what inspired you to deep dive into your fitness journey. Now, in the very very beginning, before I knew anything, I honestly just wanted to be a stronger man and have more self-confidence. I knew if a fit guys, oh man, the thought was right, they get all the ladies, they get this and that, man, they have it made. And so that was alluring, that was, something that I wanted. And that was kind of like what helped get me started. Being a stronger man, wanting to have more self-confidence, and possibly attracting a better mate. So, and I had also stopped, I had played football, baseball, and basketball when I was a kid, but I also stopped playing all those sports when I got caught up in the video games. And yes, they're fun. Yes, it's a great pastime. There's a time and place for it, but you can get caught playing hours on those things. Hours. It can be fun. It can be addictive. The next game starts. The next video game starts. The next lobby starts. Whatever it is, and you're literally just up all night talking trash to a stranger that you'll never meet, see, say hi to, and you can just get caught in this loop. And no matter how good it felt like I got at a video game, I can never convince myself that was a good use of my time. I couldn't see it. And it's crazy. Like, I still have a video on YouTube. It's not on my channel, but it's a couple videos on YouTube. With one has 77,000 views and one has 5.9 thousand views. And it's just from when I used to play video games, because I used to be decent at a video game, at a fighting game, right? But I just could never, even with that piece and doing somewhat decent, maybe I couldn't see it. So I got out of shape, to my standards, and I wasn't happy with my self-image. And so, I just started to, search on the internet. I remember being fed up and literally typing on Google 6-pack in 30 days. Like, that's that's what I came to. I kid you not. On bodybuilding.com, a freaking article came up, get a 6-pack in 30 days. And I remember the program to this day. And so it was like 6 days of cardio, 30 minutes before breakfast, and it was 4 days of weight training. You'd weight train every other day. And so you'd be at the gym twice a day. And then, it was 6 days a week. You would for sure be doing cardio, and the other 4 days you'd be at the gym twice a day. So it was crazy, and it helped me. And that was like the first little part of me getting onto it. Did I get a 6-pack in 30 days? No I didn't. But I'm telling you, it gave me some kind of result that yielded. It gave me a result that yielded something that I wanted. And so I just kind of kept doing that, and eventually my abs started to come out. So, I was on it. And the I guess like the biggest dive, if I were to fast forward a little bit, it would be from basically once I became a certified personal trainer. This is, I've had a decent amount of results in my physique, and when I became a certified personal trainer, I became obsessed with providing my clients results now. How can I get this person there? Like, I wanted to, be competent very badly. And so I watched all the YouTube videos. I follow all the big fitness guys who make sense. I've watched everything. I consumed. I bought courses. I bought coaching from mentorship from big guys in the industry. One guy was $2,800 a month, and I could only afford 2 months. But man, did he put me 3 to 6 months ahead of where I was. And I still use a lot of things that circle, that him and everyone that was a part of it, the other coaches that were part of it, taught me. And so just investing resources, time resources. And it got to a point where I felt like I had gathered all this knowledge, but if I didn't have it didn't matter. If I didn't have the physique to go with it, it's like, yeah, that sounds good, what you're saying, but, why you look like that? But it's what he's saying, does it really make sense? And so I needed to basically be able to join the knowledge aspect, the book work, because you have kind of two spectrums. There's the person who looks the part, who doesn't know what he's talking about, and they get kind of called meatheads. They're like huge, they look the part, they're jacked, but you ask them something and how they got there, and they can't explain it to a way that makes sense. Like, they don't know how they got there. So you have that person, and then you have the person that is very science based, that knows everything. The EMG activation, the EMG stands for electromyography, which is basically how active a muscle is during a movement, because there's a ton of movements to do for a particular muscle group. And so EMG is a way to measure how effective a movement is for a particular muscle group. So you have those guys that know all that stuff, but they're more bookworms, and it doesn't look like they apply it. So it's like, And so I needed to find a way to take that knowledge there and the look and be able to marry the two. And that is what really led me into competing in a natural bodybuilding competition, because I had all the credentials that I needed to get, and then now I just needed to apply it over X amount of time, 0 cheats, 0 deviation, and I needed to win. I needed first place. And so that's where it stemmed from. Me wanting results so bad, and me wanting to provide results so bad for my clients. And I'm somebody that you need to listen to. I needed to find a way to say that without saying that, without having to, verbally say that. I needed to show it. And so that's what caused me to go into the deep dive. I needed to walk the walk, talk the talk. I needed all of it. And that's where that came from. So, I hope that answers your question. Next question. How's your running? I see you lift all the time, but what's your fastest track mile? Is Laura, 27. Yeah, man. So when I played football, cornerback was my position on defense. And then on offense, I was like wide receiver or running back. Speed was always my thing. Always. And so when it comes to the mile, for sure, 6-7 minutes between that time, right? As right now. And I know I post a lot of more of lifting, but the biggest thing with like getting shredded when I was in contest condition, when I was up on stage, it's the diet and it's the cardio. I have to do a lot of cardio. It's maybe not as fun to film if I'm just on the treadmill. But man, 6-7 minute mile for sure. And I actually have a video of me beating a track athlete in a race. And I'm very proud of that. dude, I got them wheels. It may not look like I'm just sitting here right now, but I got the wheels. And so just let me know if you need that proof. I'll clock in and give that to you, my boy. Anyway. Next question. So, I'm trying to get in shape and lose weight. What do you recommend? I'm 6'2" and 285 pounds, bro. Charlie, 5'6". Okay, so if you're trying to lose weight and get in shape, there's a couple things you need to almost set up. You want to set yourself up for success. And what I mean by that is, first, you have to get the environment around you conducive to the goal you want. So if you want to lose weight, so think about it like this. You want to surround yourself with the right foods, and the people around you, spouse, family, you have to tell them that you have a fitness goal that you're serious about and that you're committing to for X amount of time. Because if you don't have the support around the household, because, and if you don't communicate that with your family, they're gonna, you can kind of tell. If you're not if you don't actually have a genuine talk, you just say, hey, I'm trying to lose weight, right? And you just tell them. If you say it nonchalantly like that, they'll be like, yeah, whatever, right? They're sure, yeah, you said that before, right? You have to actually say, hey, family member, brother, sister, mom, dad, whoever lives with you, because you need to sit them down. You basically need to say, hey, I have a honest fitness goal that I'm trying to achieve. It's been very difficult. I've attempted a couple times, and unfortunately I haven't had that success that I wanted. But this time I'm serious about it, and today's December 28th, and I want to stay committed all the way through until March, until April 4th, right? And you want to give them a hard date, and give yourself a hard date, and so that way, when you make that commitment, and it gives them kind of an idea that there's a deadline, that you have a deadline, and then you put it out there. You told somebody. You see what you did there? You told somebody. Because if you don't tell anybody, then it's like, nobody's looking, I'm good, if nobody knows, then there's no accountability there. You need to put your goal out to the world. You need to tell the people in your circle first, make it known there, so you have their support, and they can, and anyone who cares about you and loves you and supports you, they will want to continue to support you. But you have to tell them first, and you have to just take the time to be serious and have a genuine, decent conversation with them about this goal. So that way you're on the same page. And then that good friend, that good family member, they'll check you if you're messing up, and you tell them, hey, if you see me on edge or something, just have apples on standby, have something on standby, right? Check me if I'm craving. If you hear me say something, I'm about to go get something, just check me. Right? Put it out there. You need that accountability. You want people in your corner. It's going to make it a lot easier. So that's the first thing I would suggest. Once you have your environment set up, conducive to your goal, right? And this is what I'm going to say. You also want to remove as many bad snacks. I'm not going to say bad. The word, that's not the right word. As many snacks that aren't conducive to your goal, remove that from the household. Now, I'm not saying you cannot have them. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is you want to get them out. And this is what I learned in nutrition school. And so, right, so I'm certified by National Academy of Sports. As far as nutrition, from Precision Nutrition, in sports nutrition and exercise nutrition. And so one thing that they made really, really clear is when it comes to the foods around you, you want to have foods that will help you towards your fitness goal in your vicinity, and the foods that will hurt you outside of your vicinity. So, in other words, don't buy ice cream at the grocery store and bring it in the house, because willpower is only going to last for so long. You're one day, midnight, nighttime rolls around, no one's up, no one's looking. It's right there. It's in the freezer, and it can't tell you no. It's easy to just go to town. Easy. So, but that's self-sabotage. Don't think about putting yourself in that situation. Now, if you're going to have ice cream, have it for dessert while you're out to dinner. Have it then, if you're going to have it. And don't let it be a guilt thing. Make sure that it is a choice that you made consciously, not, oh my God, I gotta have it. I don't care anymore. I need it now. No, you want it to be you want it to be a conscious decision. If you're going to have something that's a food or something like that that's outside of your fitness goal, make it a conscious decision and don't bring it in the house. So make the foods that help you close and in your environment, and the foods that hurt you, keep them outside of your environment, and then make your choices accordingly. That would be the second thing that I would recommend. The third thing would be you want to get in cardiovascular training and weight training. Okay, commit to 3 to 4 days. Make sure you get your cardiovascular training and your weight training. Okay, now this is how you break it up. When you do your weight training, okay, so your weight training is going to come, if it's all in one session, if your cardio and your weights are in one session, then your weight training will come first, because we have this thing called, we have a energy store called glycogen. Okay, so glycogen, basically think about that as the gas in a gas tank for a car. When we lift, you know how we can't just like lift forever, right? Because like ATP and glycogen, but let's just use glycogen because that's like our main energy store. When we lift, think about your gas tank going low, 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 low with every rep. That's why we can't do infinite reps. And the longer you lift, the more the glycogen store begins to deplete. You want to use that pure energy on your weightlifting. You don't want to do like 30 minutes of cardio and then go do an hour of weights. You don't, that would be backwards. You want to use that primary energy source on your weightlifting and then cardio after, if it's in one session. Okay, if you only go to the gym once. Now, if you're doing a 2 a day, then you can do your cardio first. Say cardio in the morning, and this is what I had to do on my competition prep. Cardio in the morning, and then weights in the evening, right? You'd want that about 4 to 6 hours apart. That's fine. You can do that. But do not do all your cardio first, then your weights. Okay, so I hope that makes sense. It's either all weights and then cardio afterward in the one session, or you can do a 2 a day, where you can do your weights in the morning and cardio in the evening. You could do that, right? But make sure there's the 4 to 6 hour gap. Or you can do, right, the cardio first and then the weights in the evening with that same 4 to 6 hour gap. Those would be your options for your training. And then your next thing would be, the last and final thing that I'd recommend is you need to get an accountability buddy. You need to get a workout partner. You know, that's going to be the person like, yo, bro, you coming to the gym? You going to be here? Bro, I'm already here. Where you at? That's going to be that guy. Wait, we're gonna lift today. Be like, those days you don't feel like it. Yeah, all right, I'll be there, right? That person helps you get through those sessions sometimes when you don't feel like it, when you're dragging, or he's hitting the PR, he's doing his thing. You're like, all right, I gotta get it. Like, so put that in place. Okay, get some kind of accountability buddy, gym partner, and if you really want to be 3 to 6 months ahead a lot faster, you're gonna get somebody with credentials, somebody who has actual results and knows what they're doing. If you get a very competent coach, that right there is going to condense timelines and is basically going to it's almost like a straight shot. And so that's something to consider. If somebody's personality meshes with you and their process has been effective for others or people that have had a similar weight loss goal as you, then that might be a coach. And make sure they do a free trial. See, if they're a good fit for you. you're a good fit for them, you know, kind of probe that and then move accordingly. That's what I'd recommend for there. All right, next one. Oop, computer locked up. I got you. Don't even trip. It's right here. Don't you go. Hold on. We got some good questions. We're getting through. We'll probably do a part 2 as well, but I'm on to make sure I get some important ones. Next, is cereal a soup? Now, this one would have got me. If you asked me this like 3-4 weeks ago. But on this podcast that I watched, someone asked me the same question: is cereal a soup? And there was a couple people on it, and they were debating. Of course, one said yes, one said no, another said yes, another said no, and then it got to the point where they couldn't come to a conclusion, and so they Googled it, and I am pleased to inform you, cereal is not a soup. What's good? Oh. Sorry, it's not a soup. I was on the edge of my seat when I was watching that episode. It is not a soup, though. According to Google, you know, maybe it is to you. But according to Google, it is not a soup. Yes. So, are there any foods that help you burn fat, or is it just a myth? What a great question by Jess. So, are there any foods that help burn fat, or is it just a myth? So, this is exactly how you're going to want to look at it. There's foods that spike your blood sugar, and there's foods that do not. And this is more specific to carbohydrates. Now, what we want to understand is there's a couple of like subsets with foods. So you have your basic 3 macronutrients, you have your protein, carbohydrates, and fats. Now, there's subsets in these. So for carbohydrates, right, you have your complex carbohydrates. We have things like refined carbohydrates. We have things like simple carbohydrates, right? The next thing we have, right, when it comes to fats, we have monounsaturated fat, polyunsaturated fat, saturated fat, and trans fats. Now, and then protein for the most part is basically there's not really a subcategory for protein. The things you need to focus on are the carbohydrates, though, and the fats. Now, with carbohydrates, according to Precision Nutrition, multiple PhDs, according to this literature, and this really helped me during my competition prep. I'm so thankful for this. For carbohydrates, there's only 2 instances where you should be having refined carbohydrates. Now, what is a refined carbohydrate? A refined carbohydrate is like a white bread. It's candy, Gatorade, white pasta. It's all the good stuff. Pastries. It's all the good stuff, right? But what's funny is that's a carbohydrate, but vegetables are also carbohydrates. They're in the same family, but have totally different effects in the body. And so, what's interesting is our body interprets food literally that it interprets food as information. That's it. That's our body. That's how our body sees food. And we want to tell it, we want to give it the right kind of, carry out orders to give us the perhaps the look or the result that we want. Because our body can do it. You just have to give it the right information, right? That your body will do right with and that your taste buds like. So the foods that spike the blood sugar or that don't help you necessarily burn fat, and it's situational, but I'll explain very simply right now. You want to have a lot less refined carbohydrates when you're on a weight loss goal because there's only specific times for them. Only 2 specific circumstances you should have refined carbohydrates. Number 1 is if you are underweight, if you are anorexic and you need to put on weight And we just, we need to just get that on you. That is according to the precision nutrition. You have that, and then number 2 is you're competing in some kind of athletic game, whether that's football, soccer, you're doing a marathon. Because remember how we talked about the glycogen? It goes down, it goes down, it goes down the more activity we do, but we can fill it back up very quickly with refined carbohydrates, or in other words, fast digesting carbohydrates. And so fast digesting carbohydrates your body, as implied, can digest it fast. So it can use it for a demand. Now, those are useful if there is a demand there. If the demand is not there, so say all I do is just type essays. I'm a college student, for example. Let's say I'm a college student, and all I do is, I'm a tech employee, and all I do is, write code, or I type essays. And then I'm having refined carbohydrates, white bread, pasta. Now, because this has already been refined, it's already been stripped down, and our body can digest it and use it. If I have that without there being activity, my body's going to say, oh, wait, we don't have to break this down. It's already good to go. Yo, let's use it. We got this energy. Wait a second. We're just sitting down, though. We're just on a laptop. Well, I guess we don't need it. Not sure why this came in. Oh, well, let's store it. We'll put it here. 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 And that's what our body will do. It will just store it if it's not needed immediately. So if you want to avoid the refined carbohydrates, the only times you will have it, the refined carbohydrates or the fast digesting carbohydrates, this would be a majority of the time. If you're underweight, or you're literally in a high demand activity, those would be the only really, really good places to put those in, according to my credentials and according to literally putting it in practice over 16 weeks straight, 4 months straight. And also throughout, my career, but as far as not missing a meal, 16 weeks straight. So that's what you want to do when it comes to, you want to have an overwhelming amount of complex carbohydrates. Now, what is a complex carbohydrate? Is not the fun stuff. It's brown rice, it's sweet potatoes, oatmeal, and things. If you can find, there's this bread at Sprouts, and I literally have it in my fridge. It's made out of brown rice flour, but it tastes like white bread. It tastes amazing. All my clients know I'm big on flavor. Don't give me no bland stuff. Don't give me anything that tastes like crap. I love flavor. Now, we're fortunate enough, if you live in California, if you live in somewhere that's, health conscious, if you look for certain things, you'll be able to find great tasting foods that are made out of the right ingredients. So things that are made out of brown rice flour does not taste like brown rice at all. If it's made out of brown rice flour, that's a go. And there's lots and lots of things that you just got to kind of get familiar with the ingredients. But those would be the first 3 things I would recommend: the sweet potato, the oatmeal, the brown rice, and of course your vegetables. If you can, and I just want to keep it simple at first, find ways to flavor that up. Find different ways to make things taste amazing. Right? A great way to have like a good snack are rice cakes. You take rice cakes, you crush them up, and then you take, your favorite kind of almond milk. If you like oat milk, there's Carb Master milk, which is lactose-free, fat-free, so it doesn't mess up your stomach. Lactose-free, fat-free, and it only has 3 grams of carbs, 0 added sugar. Phenomenal. You take the rice cake, you break it up, you pour it in a bowl, you put your milk of your choice, and then you get the flavor god cinnamon butter roll seasoning. I promise this isn't a plug. I literally use this and recommend this to all my clients. Flavor God cinnamon butter roll seasoning, or they have the chocolate donut seasoning, they have the pumpkin pie seasoning, they have the gingerbread seasoning, and you put it in, 0 calories, 0 sugar, less than 1 gram of sugar, and oh my gosh, it tastes amazing. It is the best thing of cereal with less than 1 gram of sugar less. It is the best freaking. If you're missing cereal, you do that. Oh my god, the cravings. And if you don't have the Flavor God seasoning, you can mix it with the protein. You know those protein shakes are getting tasty out here. And a lot of them have 0 sugar, 0 carb, straight protein. So that's always an option. So that's what you want to do. You want to get your carb sources right first, and then your fats are going to be nuts and avocado, and then you can have things like olive oil when cooking. But yeah, nuts, avocado, and then cook with olive oil, your extra virgin olive oil. You can do avocado oil. There's plenty of great oils out there. That's what you'd want to stick with fats. Unfortunately, it's not very versatile. But I'm giving you what you need to know to reach your goal, and you really only have to commit for X amount of time, and then it starts to grow on you, and then you start to enjoy it. And by the way, you can't go against the grain. You have to like the food you're eating. Hands down, point blank period. You have to like the food you're eating, and if you just take the time to figure that out, because you're gonna be eating for the rest of your life. Something you just need to know. You need to know how to cook. I'm not hearing, I don't cook. I don't get that. You have a body, you need to feed it, and you're paying other people to cook for you when you could cook yourself, and that costs way more money. And if you can cook for yourself, right, and you can go on YouTube, like, it's free to learn how to cook, make your food taste good, and you'll be self-sustaining. Next is going to be the proteins, and the protein, just stick with you're going to do either vegan proteins, lean meats, just very low in fat. And when you're looking like at a nutrition label, my rule of thumb with the fats, try to keep the fats in single digit. If you can look at the back of a nutrition label in any grocery store, if you can look at it and the fats are 9 grams and under, then you're in the clear. 9 is the cutoff. Like, that is a good way to kind of monitor yourself without knowing everything about nutrition. Okay, so that is one indicator. Protein is like a freebie. More protein, the better. And then carbs it's a different story. If you're doing the big 3 I recommended, which is the sweet potatoes. Get an air fryer too. You can make sweet potato fries. Delicious, crispy. Get an air fryer. Sweet potatoes, brown rice, and oatmeal. If you're doing those 3, easily 30 to 45 grams. And the back of the nutrition label will tell you the measurement. That is perfectly fine. And you're doing your favorite veggies. If you stick within those realms, you will be solid. You will be golden. Okay? And fish is all right as well. That falls into the protein fats section. Fish is a polyunsaturated fat, which is good fat. And I can get all into that, but rewatch this portion if you need more help. So to kind of recap it, the protein is lean meats or vegan protein sources. Okay, make sure if you're buying the protein per serving, it's under 10 grams. So it's 9 grams and under. Okay, single digits for fats. So we have the lean proteins that I mentioned. Next is carbohydrates, complex carbohydrates, majority of your diet, with colorful fruits and vegetables. Number 3 is your fats. Fat sources are nuts, seeds, and avocado. And when you're cooking, use the oils, the good oils, the olive oils and whatnots. Okay? That's going to do that for that one. Next one. Let me see where we at. La-di-dee, la-di-da. Okay. And then we will answer this one. What is the best breakfast, lunch, dinner, snack for a guy who needs to lose body fat? So similar question, right? So the best breakfast, lunch, dinner, and snack, first, it's going to be the foods that you can adhere to. Again, we're not going against the grain. That is not the way to do this. You have to like everything you're eating. And that way you're going to make it a lifestyle. You'll be able to continue this on regardless of basically what you're craving or what you're not craving. You'll always kind of have like an anchor. And it's very important that you keep that way. Excuse me 1 second. 1 second. I'm still here. I'm not going nowhere. Hold on. Okay. We're back. Sorry about that. Yeah. So there's the foods that you can adhere to. That's what you're going to do. And then, so for breakfast, so I'll give you a breakfast that I love. Over here at Ralph's, there's uncured beef bacon. Oh my God. 6 grams of protein, 1.5 grams of fat. Thing is nuts. Uncured beef bacon. Here, I'll show you. This right here is the uncured beef bacon. Okay. What did I tell you? 6 grams. Hopefully you can see that, but basically it says 6 grams of protein, 1.5 grams of fat, and it, less than 1 carb. Phenomenal. Then the next thing, I'll show you this. And I am mic'd up, so you can still hear me even though I'm in the other room. But I got this bread for you that you're gonna wanna try. So this is what I make my French toast with. Oh, I should have got the seasoning, the flavor got seasoning. It's all good. But this right here is the best freaking bread that is not made out of flour or the traditional ingredients that bread is made out of. It is made out of the right kind of flour, brown rice flour. Now you would know just by looking at it. You have to refrigerate it though. It's really cool. It's like it's alive. It is so good. Smells just like white. Oh, smells just like white bread. Tastes freaking amazing. And it's from the right ingredients. This is a complex carbohydrate. Just in the form of bread. And I make French toast with this all day. Sugar-free syrup with, like for the eggs, you can do regular eggs or you can do egg beaters. Oh, which I got actually right here. We're lit. Egg beaters right here. And the egg beaters have 0 grams of fat and 5 grams of protein. So it has the nutrition facts of the egg whites, but the thickness, the consistency, the yellow of the eggs and the taste of eggs. And it's made from eggs, right? It just doesn't have the fat that the eggs have. And so it's really lean and it tastes amazing. So I'll either make this with it, but for sure if I'm making a French toast, you basically take this, you put it in the bowl, then I take my Flavor God cinnamon butter roll seasoning, put that bad boy in, bread, boom, 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 throw it in the pan, 3 minutes, done. And I have complex carbohydrates. I'm not eating brown rice, but I'm getting the nutrient benefit of brown rice. I had this for multiple meals, multiple days out of my prep. My 16-week prep to become Natural Bodybuilding Pro. First place. This bread all day. This one right here, it's at Sprouts. All day. And look what it says. It says all about flavor. That's me. That's me right there. So that's what you want to do. And it's gluten-free. So many people have a gluten intolerance. I do. I did a blood test, right? One thing that you can do if you do have a gluten intolerance is you can go to like CVS and you can get this thing called a gluten cutter. And it allows you, it's a pill you take before you eat a gluten-based food. And it allows your body to digest it. So that's an option for you, right? But just know your body. That's what I'd highly recommend. So get the right kind of foods, get the right kind of stuff, and yeah, you'll be good. You'll be good. So I like to do, so for my breakfast, beef bacon, French toast. Remember, it's made from the right ingredients. Egg beaters. That is a power breakfast for me. And I did that meal for multiple meals. And I'm telling you, I became a champion off this stuff. I have the proper nutrition background, so I know what I can put in my body to yield a certain result. So I'm not going to steer you in the wrong way. You need to find foods you like that have the right ingredients, that they're made from the right ingredients though. That's the trick. If you figure that out, you're golden. Next thing is lunch. So again, I'm going to do another protein source. That's going to be maybe some garlic chicken. That's going to be maybe some steak, air fried. Ooh. I might do the breakfast meal. I'm going to do something that just sounds good. And that's when I'll have the brown rice, or I'll have the sweet potato fries, or I'll have the air fried, right? Excuse me. Or I'll have anything kind of that nature. And I'll just make sure I portion it out right. If I'm feeling a crunch, I throw something in the air fryer. If I want, the rice goes on well on the side, boom. And I'll have like either bell peppers, onions, garlic, and I'll have the seasonings, Flavor God seasonings to season stuff up, make stuff taste good, right? And I do the sugar-free ketchup, or the sugar-free barbecue sauce, or the sriracha, or some people like mustard. I'm not a huge fan, but you can do mustard, right? There's sugar-free jam out there, and just other stuff that you can try. The sugar-free ketchup is phenomenal, by the way. But there's plenty salsa. There's so much stuff. You just need to expand. Yeah, right. You can add, and you can also do. Oh, with this you can do avocado toast as well. That's another thing. So there's so many ways where you can find what's a good fit for you, and it is mandatory that you find that. Along with and then snacks, right, is going to be right how I mentioned the rice cakes. That crush them up. You can also put the sugar-free jam or the almond butter or something on your rice cake like that. Fire, and you get the flavor. Damn near zero sugar, basically zero sugar. Okay, it's not even a gram of sugar. Now, lots of stuff, Rice Krispie treats or have like 26 grams of sugar, I believe. 26, 29, maybe 33. Less than 1. Not even 1. 0.5. That's what I'll say. 0.5. And remember, adults can have X amount of sugar per day. Right? I think it's like 55, 52 grams. Something like that you don't want to go over. So, you're good. Don't freak out. You're good. Get that in. Get the Flavor God seasoning. Put it in the rice cakes. You can put it in your oatmeal. You can put it in your coffee. My client's been going crazy. You gotta get a little creative. And you'll be fine. Okay, so do that. And there's plenty of other snacks as well. Okay, fruit, great snacks. Have the fruit on standby. And remember, natural sugar is different. There's all kinds of different sugar, fructose, sucrose, lactose, that's the sugar from milk. Our body interprets all of them different. Natural sugar is interpreted by our body, interpreted differently than refined sugar, which is like table sugar. So there's a lot. It is very layered, but just know that sugar from fruit is your body recognizes it and treats it differently. And do not freak out because fruit has sugar. It's a good thing that it has natural sugar. It is not a good thing when we're having lots of refined sugar from candy. Two different things to our body, which interprets food as information. Next thing I wanted to go over was this question. Let's see what we got. Can we meet your dad? Okay, who's we? Listen here. This man right here? What is it? This man right here is taken. Okay? Taken. You're not going to have him. You're going to stay right back there behind this video, wherever you are. And you're going to know this man is taken. Happily. He's fine. So, as far as this we thing, hold on, this we. Goodness. Who are you bringing? Jesus. Good Lord. See that? Look at you. You're taking over the YouTube video, man. Out here. Thank God I got a little bit of them genetics. Yes. And then next question. We're almost done. I think I got like one or two more. We got this one right here. I have a question. When are you gonna make time for your girl? Oh, yeah. I don't know. No, I'm not about that. Goodness. Good Lord. So, about that. Yeah. It's the grind. It's the grind right now. So, I know this person's playing. Though. We are going to keep the YouTube channel going. See, let me just gloss over that before let's just not. And then hold on. Oh, and then we have these two. These are last two questions, guys. Stick with me. Favorite cheat meal / dessert. Okay, favorite cheat meal / dessert. I love chocolate lava cakes with the goo, the ooze that comes out. So good. Funnel cake, fire. I love pancakes, love waffles. I like Krispy Kreme donuts. I like a lot of normal stuff. Like, I didn't come out the womb a personal trainer, like holding the dumbbell, curling the weight. No, like, I grew up with a lot of normal stuff and Starburst and whatnot. Like, I like a lot of stuff. Yeah, favorite cheat meal, soul food for sure. Pasta, garlic fettuccine Alfredo, chow mein, like, you name it, man. Papusas, I'm there. I'm there. Like, name it, I'm there. I just, again, it just comes down to decisions. I want to look a certain way. I want to feel a certain way. I want to be confident in my body. I got to give it a majority of things that yield that result. And then when I do have one of these meals, I never feel guilty. Never, because I'm always taking care of business with my other meals. It's very important to kind of find that rhythm. It'd be good. And the next, what is the difference between pro and amateur? Does it open different doors, etc.? Yes. So final question, pro and amateur. The biggest difference first of all, becoming a pro. So I have this thing called the K method. And it's basically my method of getting someone in shape to a fitness goal. One thing I'll say that this person, me becoming pro personally, did is it proved the K method works. That's the biggest thing. Now, outside of that, you have a couple things, right? So your organization can take care of you. That's booking scheduled opportunities, possible photo shoots, seminars, things of that nature. There will be scheduled opportunities. That's one benefit of becoming a pro. Number two is credibility. Of course, it's an extremely saturated market. Who do you know how to trust, where to go to, who to turn to, who to listen to. That's an indicator of why him and not another person. Number three, which is a really big one, is leverage. So if I'm going to a company to talk about a sponsorship or talk about a partnership or something like that, why me and not the next person? I have this credential underneath my belt that I know how to get in, I am in shape, and I know how to get somebody in shape. And somebody who's aspiring to be that, right? I have that influence. It means something. This means something. And so that's another thing. You have leverage when it comes to having conversations like that. Next is, of course, you have confidence, and then I actually had a list of this. There's like four other things. Of course, there's more prize money with winning competitions. Uh, Another thing is when you turn pro, you honestly feel like a different person. You feel like it's hard to put into words, but it's like, damn, I did it. Like, damn, I'm a pro now. I do know what I'm doing. I do know what the heck I'm talking about, and people do have a reason to listen. And so the best thing that comes with being a pro is what you make of it. Yes, there's other things that come with it, as I named earlier, and a couple that are I can't remember off the top of my head right now. But the biggest thing is what you make of it. That's what makes a lasting pro. And now you have something inside, as long as you were really, if you really took notes on your journey to turning pro, and I documented, I put it all out there, and I have every single thing that I ate and how I trained. Now I have a proven process to get somebody there. And also, I also won best posing award out of, I think there was 40, 50 competitors. There's only one of these. So now I can do contest prep. I can prep people for shows, which is more expensive than regular training. And then I can also, what do you call it? Charge people for posing sessions as well. So if somebody wants to learn how to pose, because it's not about just being in shape. I lost my first competition, my first two, for not knowing how to pose properly. And that's what made me seek out the highest of the high and pay the price, pay the premium from 2 natural Olympias for multiple posing sessions to make sure I got my posing down. And once I did that, I became the best poser. So that's another thing, contest prep and posing. I can be a posing coach as well, which is very, very important to winning a contest and turning pro. So I can help people turn pro. So there's a lot that comes with it, and I'm very proud of it. It was one of the best moments of my life on stage. And so that's basically gonna wrap it up for this Q&A, and I hope you learned something. I hope you can take away something. I'm looking forward to doing more. Give me any kind of feedback that you have, and let's make progress. Reach out to me, follow me on Instagram, chem_lifestyle. I got merch in the links below. Yeah, I just dropped it. Did just about everything myself. Had one person help me with design, but I put it on all the clothes, and just a lot of hours. So check it out. Again, you don't have to get something if you don't like it. I want you to not to support me, but only get something that you're gonna like. Joggers, leggings, t-shirts, hoodies, all kinds of that K-method stuff, and other things that I hope you'll like. Like I got one called squats now, wine later, and so we have great merch in there. If you want to do a phone consultation where I can help you build your program, we can set that up. If you want to do online coaching, we can set that up. If you're in the California area, possibly in-person coaching, set that up. And many different ways to connect. So let's connect. Leave a comment, drop a like on this video if you got any value out of it. And yeah, I'd really appreciate just any support, and I'd love to have more content coming. Thanks for sticking around. Really appreciate you.